Hi, and greetings from Adas, Israel, the Jewish congregation of Mason City. In this week's Torah portion, we actually have two. It's Leviticus 16 through 20, Acharei Mot, as well as in Kedoshim. In Kedoshim, be holy, in Leviticus 19:17, we read this: "You shall reprove your fellow, and do not bear a sin because of him." So what does that really mean? Well, the verse is teaching us that all Jewish people are unified. If a Jew sins and you could have prevented it, then you get punished for it. My actions affect you and your actions affect me. We are one unit. For a Jew to say, hey, what I do is my business and it doesn't affect anyone else, is categorically false. When you think about it, that's pretty heavy stuff. But you really have to think about how responsible we are for one another. It's said that at the gates of heaven that God's going to ask us a couple of questions. Did you keep the Sabbath? Did you learn Torah? Did you say the blessings? And of course we can say, of course I did. But then the rebuke would come if we didn't help our fellow Jews get closer to the Creator by helping them learn Torah, say the blessings, and keep the Shabbat. And then in the Torah passage, Acharei Mot, we learn perhaps what is one of the most famous sayings in all of the Torah. It says, love your neighbor as yourself. What does that really mean when we talk about that? Well, let's look at it this way. Let's say that you go out and you buy a lottery ticket. And I'll be darned, you scratch it off and you find out, wow, I just won $1 million. And you're happy for yourself. This is really great. I won $1 million. And then a couple of weeks later, you go back and you get another lottery ticket and you win another $1 million. Wow, can you imagine the feeling that you'd have? You'd be doing the happy dance, everything would be wonderful. But let's turn that around for just a minute. What happens if it's your neighbor that wins the $1 million? Of course, they'll call you and they'll say, hey, I just won $1 million. You'll be happy for them. And what happens if 2 weeks later they call up and say, hey, you're never going to believe this. My good fortune, I just won another $1 million. And you'll say, okay, hey, fine, that's congratulations. I'm really happy for you. And you hang up the phone and you think to yourself, wait a minute. What? Why couldn't it have been me? I'm a good guy. How come I couldn't have won the $1 million twice? And that's what the Torah is telling us in this passage. Love your neighbor as yourself. Not only should you feel that happiness and that contentment and that excitement when the news is good about your neighbor, but you should also feel that pain and that exacerbation when sometimes the news isn't so good. When we really feel that way, then we can truly say that we've loved our neighbor as ourselves. Services are Friday night at 7 o'clock at Adas, Israel. We hope to see you there. And then on Saturday, we'll have the Midrash. It starts promptly at 10 o'clock. We'll spend a couple of hours talking about the Torah portion for this week and how it all affects our lives. Have a blessed Shabbos. We'll see you in Shul.